It's always a pleasure to have you, our dear viewers. Thank you for joining us on this edition of The Link tonight. We did tweet a little bit earlier on the topic of today, and many of you showed a lot of interest. So here we have brought the person who is qualified to say whatever he's going to say in the studio. Today we are discussing mobile money accounts. After the commercial bank accounts, now people have mobile money accounts, and we're going to be discussing the question of them being dormant. But first, let me introduce my guest, and my guest in the studio is Mr. Mackay Aomu, Director, National Payment Systems from the Bank of Uganda. Mr. Mackay, welcome.
Thank you, Sam. It's a pleasure to be here to discuss a very pertinent topic.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Maybe before we move to the question, I just wanted to help us understand. Now, Central Bank is talking about mobile money issues. How come?
Yeah, thank you, Sam. You know, in September 2020, government passed what we call National Payment Systems Act 2020. And in March, we had the implementing regulations gazetted. So this law has many provisions, but the key one is that now we have to separate the business of voice data from issuance of electronic money. Accordingly, MTN, for instance, Airtel, they have to incorporate companies purely doing electronic money issuance.
Like MTN, Mobile Money, Airtel Money, they are separate companies.
Separate companies. And so this is because mobile money, as you're aware, has shown a lot of promise for this country. And now we see a lot of derivative products coming out of mobile money.
Okay.
Initially, it was me sending money to you, but today it's different. You can move money from your bank account to your wallet, from your phone back to the bank account, to the extent that now the wallet or your electronic wallet is as good as an account.
Money account, basically.
Even international organizations, development partners like IMF, now they count this as an account. So now we don't only count savings, fixed deposits accounts in the banks, but even the wallets are part of the accounts, which are counted.
Okay.
Yes.
Very well. When he says wallets, he means your mobile money account. So don't say which wallet now. Okay. Let's move on to the question. Mr. Mackay, what's a dormant mobile money account, and how does it become one?
Dormant mobile money account. First, I'll explain. You have your line, like I have 077-241-2440, but that's not the mobile money account. If you are keen, usually when you send a message, they said you have sent money to this and this. There's an account which appears, but most people don't take keen interest to know it. So your telephone line is not the same as the mobile money account assigned by the electronic money issuer, say MTN or Airtel. We usually don't pay attention to it. So leave alone the voice and data, the mobile money account is monitored by the electronic money issuers, by these companies.
Okay.
And if there are no activities on these accounts for 9 months, then it becomes a dormant account.
So if I am broke for 9 months?
And no activity. But before that, the electronic money issuer or the mobile money company is supposed to give 1 month notice prior to the expiry. So at the end of month 8, ideally I should be informed that your account is running dormant in the remaining 4 weeks or so. In the remaining 1 month it will be dormant. And once we reach the 9 months, indeed, and you have not responded, then it becomes dormant.
Okay.
Yes.
Very well.
Yes.
So, what happens to the money that is not claimed on a dormant account? Here we're talking about mobile money. Some money can be left there. Maybe somebody has died, or somebody is imprisoned for years and they left their money on the account. What happens to that money?
Okay, first, before I get to that, even after declaring it dormant, the mobile money company or electronic money issuer is supposed to inform me that your account is now dormant within 5 days.
Okay.
And again, tell me how it can be made active. So I'll say I can make your account can become active again if you do ABCD. But if you don't do anything at all in the next 6 months, and no activities have come through the account, then the account is closed.
So it's 9 plus 6.
Plus 6. 9 plus 6.
15 months.
15 months. Yes. So that's a good enough period. Even when we were developing the law, the regulations, we debated with the stakeholders, and we thought that was a good enough period.
Okay.
Yes.
But the number, my number can remain active, but the mobile money, account
has become dormant.
Okay. Now, if there was money there after 9 plus 6,
yes,
what happens to the money?
The money, when the law was being developed, it was agreed that that money then should be sent to the central bank.
Okay.
Yes. And we have already opened an account to receive dormant money from electronic money issuers.
Okay.
I mean, mobile money companies. And so 9 plus 6, then to the central bank. Now the central bank is supposed to keep it for 7 years.
Yeah.
7 years, and if there are any claims coming within the 7 years, you can claim your money. After the 7 years, when the law was done, it was agreed that after the 7 years, the money funds should be transferred to the consolidated funds.
Which
so
is
they go to
government
government.
account.
It goes to government now. But it's a journey, because within the 7 years, if you have not claimed, there are some provisions in the law. It's like you have no interest in that financial asset or something. But going forward, I know that in Kenya, they have formed a different arrangement. There's what they call unclaimed financial assets, a separate organization. So I want to maybe just warn the public that when this other law, in Uganda we're also doing the same.
Okay.
We're trying to form that company from unclaimed financial assets. So after the 7 years, maybe now it may not go to the consolidated fund if the law is amended, if the other law comes in. Yeah, so it might go to the unclaimed asset financial company. But that's the journey, which is important to explain.
Where we can go to claim. Okay.
Yes.
Within the 7 years, maybe my relative has died, and I know they had money, and I want to claim it. I come to central bank. What is required of me to claim that money?
You know, financial matters, first you must have the right documents, legal documents, maybe powers of attorney.
Okay.
You are the one running the estate. You have to have your identity card or identification. Once you prove yourself beyond doubt, then you should be able to access the money. So yes.
That involves lawyers, a little bit of court.
I think once you have gone through the process of becoming they call it an estate manager, administrator of an estate. Yes.
Okay.
Then that should be okay.
Okay.
Yes.
What are the possible complications that may make it hard for me to claim the money in case my relative died or they're in prison? What may be the complication for me to be able to claim?
Well, I think we're talking about the 7 years when it's
within the 7 years.
Yes. The main thing, like I said, is having the right identification. First, the identification. The banks sometimes call it know your customer. So we'll have to know you. We have to try to identify whom you are.
KYC.
So you must have your complete documents, KYC documents. Then you also have to have the other instruments. Say you're an administrator or you're next of kin. Could be those are areas we're going to again look through and issue additional clarifications.
Okay.
Yeah, but we're happy that there's something which can work in the meantime. But if there will be some complaints arising, those are things we address.
Okay.
You know, laws are not made once. Yeah, but especially if it is through a regulation, we can do an amendment. That can be amended. I think from practical experiences, what we're going to face going forward.
Okay.
Yes, it is one of the youngest laws we have now, and we have started to implement it. We have already issued licenses to now 5 licenses, and we have also issued. We made the provision to promote fintechs, innovations. So there's what they call regulatory sandbox. Sandbox is like the way children play in the sun, trying to make pots or
being creative.
So we allow you to be creative under a controlled environment and under the supervision of the central bank to test your product, pilot it with maybe first a selected number of customers. Once it is successful, we are given 6 months to do it. If it is successful, then you can ask for a license.
Okay.
If it is not successful, you may be given an extension of another 6 months.
Yeah, to tweak it.
But your product must work within 1 year. But we're happy that the one we gave that approval has even come back already, and now they want to go for full license.
It's good to go.
Yeah, it's good to go.
Okay.
Yes.
There's a scenario in about a minute where people have mobile money accounts.
Yes.
But the registration was using somebody's NIN.
Somebody's
What
NIN.
trouble can that bring you? Yeah. Mr. Mackay here wants a number to transact mobile money, but I use my NIN to do that. What complications may come from that in this issue we're discussing?
It will be a big complication. I know myself, I like you, maybe you have a child who is not yet an adult, so you use your name because that MTN and they allowed, I think, is it 4 lines or something? Yeah. So, but then the only person who can claim is the owner of the name. You see where the complication is?
I see the complication.
That's where the complication is.
Okay.
Yes. Actually, we're going to drill down and understand more these dormant balances. Because really, why would one keep money there and forget it?
And not be interested.
Not be interested. And we're talking about 1.7 billion now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a big account.
No interest. What would make one not be interested in? So there are technicalities. Some of those. Those are the things we shall.
Finally, if I have issues concerning mobile money, where do I come for redress?
Now,
if I can't go to the telecom, like it is with the banks, if the bank can't sort me, I come to central bank. Explain it.
It's the same thing now because now central bank has the mandate. Yeah, they're the ones who license, who oversee the operations, and who can exit these players if they are not performing or there are some breaches. So of course you start with them, the license institution. If you think you are not understood or your case has not been addressed well, then you come to the central bank. Okay. Our letter will be very strong. Okay. We shall ask why this particular issue has not been addressed. We give a chance to the mobile company to explain. And if we think the response is not okay, we can take any other regulatory corrective action. Okay. Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mackay Aomu, Director National Payment Systems from the Central Bank. Viewers, I hope that we gave some basic answers. We don't have all the time, but we hope that now you know how you become a dormant account, mobile money account, how it becomes dormant, and what you need to do to claim. But also, if you have issues, Central Bank says, come to us now. Don't go to UCC for money-related issues. Go to Central Bank.
Central Bank.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That was the link. Thank you for joining us tonight.